Today we're taking a look at a museum on a cartridge. This is called Digital Retro Park, and the actual museum is based in Frankfurt, Germany. Of course, like a lot of other places, they've been struggling throughout the pandemic, so one of their club members decided that it would be a good idea to try and shrink down their actual museum and put it onto a Game Boy cartridge. So let's take a look and see how they managed to squeeze down an entire museum onto a Game Boy game. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by Bifrost Bridge Studios, a company that's creating neurodiverse media such as this neurodiverse fan art book, as well as graphic novels and even a Game Boy game that I'm going to be doing a preview of very soon, so subscribe if you want to see that. And if you want to see more about Bifrost Bridge Studios, check the links in the description. What I'm holding in my hands right now is the box here. You can see it's in this plastic box, and the front cover is actually also a short instruction manual in both German and English. And inside we have a badge, we have some stickers, and we have the cartridge itself. The great thing about this is the fact that all of the profits from the sales went straight back into funding the museum in order to keep it open. So let's take a look and see what it's like to walk around a museum on the Game Boy. When you boot the game up, you're greeted to a choice of 3 playable characters to explore the museum with. A girl named Sandy, a boy named Dave, and a robot, of course, called Rob. I wanted to get a better feeling for the museum I was about to visit, so before booting the game up I had a walk around on Google Maps and checked out some videos. It's amazing how accurate the Game Boy game seems to be to the real thing. The game, if you can call it a game, was developed in Game Boy Studio. Originally they planned to use a first-person perspective for navigating the museum, but that was changed in favour of being able to see the character you chose walk around. Let me know in the comments what style you would have preferred. From the starting area there's 4 different rooms to explore, each one with a different set of consoles and computers to interact with. The first room contains a few arcade machines. Nintendo's Popeye is the first one you'll come to. When you click on it, it explains a bit about how Nintendo's Donkey Kong was originally supposed to be a Popeye game, but they didn't get the license in time. There's also an NPC in this room which tells you about another museum that's worth checking out if you're in the area. Little things like these interactions with the people standing around really help the museum's personality show through. And of course, as this is a museum, you also get some nice snippets of history to accompany each object. It's really cool and quite trippy to be able to learn things like this through a Game Boy game. The other rooms all contain different retro consoles and computers. Stepping up and inspecting each one will give you a bit of information such as who made it, where it was sold and when it was released. I loved reading about the history of each machine, some I even looked up after to find out some more about them. As someone who only grew up with retro consoles, not computers, the whole retro computer scene is something that I'm not that aware of, so this was a great introduction for me personally to find out about some of the different systems that are out there. There's also this room here which contains this really big CRT and an Atari 2600. I saw some photos and videos of this room while I was looking around on Google Maps, and it looks really cool in person. I would love a CRT like that. As well as the different exhibits, there's also a few secret spots to find throughout the museum as well. To find these you have to walk into the desk at certain points and then a ghost shows up on the screen. These ghosts and the computers tell you a bit more history about some important people in the industry. As well as these ghosts, there's also several hidden Easter egg areas, including a Sokoban style minigame where you have to push boxes around and clean this area up. And there's even a shoot 'em up stage hidden inside one of the machines as well. They really didn't need to include all these extras, so it's so nice to see the amount of time and effort that was put into making something that's so limited that only a few hundred people would get to experience. Just as I was about to finish editing this video, I saw some good news on their website. Although the initial run of 100 carts had sold out, they are planning to make more, so check out the link in the description if you want to try and get one of these in the future. They also stated that they'll be uploading the ROM online separately as well, so hopefully if you are interested after watching this video there'll be a way for you to play this game. As well as the museum exhibits and the minigames, there's also one other interesting feature this game has. It also has a kind of built-in music album too. If you interact with the Game Boy on the desk in the starting room, you can choose to listen to one of several songs made specifically for this release by the chiptune composer Tronimal, who can be seen here in one of his music videos made with the Game Boy camera. The whole concept is executed perfectly on the system, and it made for a fantastic way not just to experience the museum from the comfort and safety of my own home while the pandemic is still going on, but also to spread the word about the Digital Retro Park in general. I would have never known about it otherwise. As the Game Boy scene keeps growing, hopefully more people will learn about it and maybe even pay them a visit in person one day. I know if I'm ever in Germany again, I definitely plan to go there. So I'm sure you'll agree that museums museum on a cart is such an incredibly fascinating and unique experience, and it's something that I'm so happy to have as part of my collection. If any of you guys watching are working on Game Boy games and you'd like me to do a video like this on them, let me know down in the comments, or let me know over on Twitter or Discord. There'll be links in the description. That's it for now. I'll see you all next week for the next episode. Goodbye.